All right, really fun interview this week. Outfielder Rylie Boone for your Oklahoma Sooners joins us. And I know most of you are listening in audio form, so you're not going to be able to see the video side of this. But Rylie is with me right now. And what I'm holding up is a 19th Street magazine cover with Rylie Boone on the front. Have you seen this yet, Rylie? Have you seen it?
No, but I've seen that picture.
Yeah. Well, you're on the cover of 19th Street magazine. I didn't know if you've been on a cover of a magazine before.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, how was the weekend in Ohio? Another good weekend for the team. Seemed like offensively it was a good weekend, defensively and in the circle. Just kind of what were your overall thoughts from the 2 wins on Saturday?
I thought the 2 wins from Saturday was a really good weekend. I know it was only just 2 games, but just pressing that reset button, I felt like our team just like did the basics and we started pressing the reset button just from the past, and so I thought it was a really good weekend.
Yeah. This weekend was very similar to past weekends in that you go out to the state of Ohio and there's crazy crowds everywhere. And Rylie, you've seen that all year long, whether you go to California or Starkville or Baton Rouge or in the Midwest. And there's just so many people there to see this team. Like, what is that like, though? Because normally when you go on the road, you're thinking, all right, we're going to face a hostile environment. And you have seen that this year, including in Baton Rouge last week. But it feels like when this team goes out on the road, there's massive crowds that are cheering for you. So how unique is that?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I think, like you spoke before, going to LSU was the first time in my career that I felt that environment before, and it was really awesome to play in that. But traveling to different states and just bringing that different crowd, I think is pretty awesome. It's like the Sooner Nation is everywhere. Everywhere we go, the fans are there, the support is there. So I think it's pretty legit.
Yeah. But you've been able to go to so many places being with this program. Hawaii last year, obviously, the West Coast several times. What's been your favorite road trip that you've taken at OU?
I think Mexico. Oh,
Yeah.
This year.
No, just your whole career.
Oh,
Anytime during
okay.
your career.
Yes, I think Mexico was by far one of my favorites. It was so different of just like getting to the field. We walked to the field, and I think it was pretty awesome of just like the scenery and playing in that environment. The weather, it was hot, but
Yeah.
I think that was probably hands down one of my favorite trips.
Yeah. What about, since we're on the topic of favorites here, what about favorite home games that you've played at OU? I know it's been a couple of weeks, but that Saturday game against Texas where, you get the leadoff hit into right field, Jada ends up tying it, is one of like my favorite games that I've seen at OU. Where does that rank for you, though, in your career at games at Marina Hines Field?
I think that's top 5. Those type of games are the best games to play in and just to get to experience that. So I think the one from what you just said is probably top 5. It was super fun to play in, and it's just competitive back and forth from both sides of the team.
Yeah, you got it going in the 7th inning. Got on with the base hit and set it up to where Jada could tie it, and then I guess he could walk it off in the end. But Jada is having just such an incredible year, and I mean that's not surprising to anyone, but I will contend she's the front runner for National Player of the Year. Like, what does Jada do on a daily basis that really impresses you? Just kind of overall, what's it like to essentially be playing beside her game in and game out?
I think she just keeps it simple. She doesn't overthink the game. She doesn't get so locked into the game. She doesn't take the game home. She's at the field. She gives 110%, and when she leaves, it's done. She doesn't bring it home to her. I love playing beside her. I think she keeps it fun. A lot of people will try to press during those situations,
Sure.
and with all the media, I'm sure just like trying to get at her, but I think that she just keeps it simple. She puts the blinders on and she just focuses on her purpose and what she needs to do on the field.
Yeah, I mean, to that point, I don't know if I've ever seen like watching a game on TV. They pan to Rylie Boone or they pan to Jada Coleman. I haven't seen you two without a smile on your face. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just kind of how you two go about things. Essentially, always in
Yeah.
like the best of moods, which is really cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, you're having a really good year too, Rylie. I mean, you really have been both at the plate, defensively. I love those back-to-back plays that you made the Friday night of the Texas game. I know that got everyone hyped. But where do you think that you're a lot better fit from than maybe last year? Where do you think that you've made the biggest improvements from last year to this year?
I think offensively, I know that last year, um, I did more small ball, and I know that I feel like offensively has improved. I feel like defensively of being in left field is a different scenery for me. Um, like I know that I'm an outfielder, but being on that side of the field is different. But yeah, I think all around, I think I've
Yeah.
improved of becoming a regular starter. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you take pride in the role that you have, like playing left field, like you said, and you're that second leadoff hitter that everyone always says
Mhm.
that. Riley's that second leadoff hitter. She gets on first base, then chaos can happen with her speed. So do you take pride in that role that you have, game in and game out, and what do you enjoy most about it?
Yeah, I do take pride in it. I know that of being like a 9 hole, it's probably not as talked about that much, but I take pride in being in the 9 hole. I don't think it matters where you are in the lineup. But yeah, what was the second question? What did you ask?
Just how much? What do you enjoy the most about the role that you have?
Oh, I like I like being in the 9 because I get to see all my teammates just go crazy in the beginning. And um yeah, I just enjoy like being that spark player and not being too high and not being too low, just keeping it neutral.
Sure. You're on a nice win streak right now. Things are seemingly going well, but I know Patty Gasso is, keeping this team grounded, even though things are
Yeah.
going well. Like, what's Patty telling the team right now amidst this win streak?
Um, I think you're hitting your home stretch, towards the end of the season and about to start postseason. So she's mainly just telling us just keep it simple. Don't get caught up in um, wins and losses. Just get caught up in the progress and taking steps forward. Don't start looking at media. Don't start getting caught up in that. We haven't been caught up in it. Just keep the blinders on, focus on the mission, and just every single game, don't take for granted. We don't
Sure.
get these days back, and so um, the main message is just keeping it simple and don't get caught up in the outside world. Focus of what we got going on right now.
So I have two listener questions for you. First is from Jessica in Columbus, Ohio, who actually made the drive to see the team
Oh,
play
sweet.
this past weekend. Jessica wants to know. Jessica's got two questions.
All right.
Who is the better hitter, Rylie or her brother?
Uh,
You were Trevor.
Probably my brother. He just he played and for he was playing over the weekend. I was listening to him on the bus on the way to the game. Um I think he's the better hitter by far.
Okay.
He's got it going on.
Jessica also wants to know. Her and Jada always seem to be leading the dugout chants. Which one is her favorite?
Sorry. I think my favorite is it's actually one that Nicole May does. It's
Really?
about yeah, it's Nicole is the underdog in our dugout. Not a lot of people hear it, but her and Grace Green are hands down the best chant makeup. Like we'll make it up on the fly. But yeah, I think we do we do one that's like YELL, everybody yell, go Jada. Yeah. Super simple, but I think it's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Last one is Brenda. She's a listener in California. First, she has a message for you. I love watching your passion for the game, Rylie. Thanks for representing the sports I love so well. Much love. And Brenda's question is, as an athlete, what's a short-term goal? Excuse me. As an athlete, what's a short-term goal you've achieved coming into OU, and what's something you hope to achieve at the end of your collegiate career, softball-wise?
Short-term goal. That's a good question. For a short-term goal, that I've achieved. I think getting through the goal that I had was to get through preseason. I think that's one of the hardest parts in softball. You're ramping up, and I think getting through that. And what was the second question?
She wants to know what's a short-term goal you've achieved coming into OU, and what's something you hope to achieve at the end of your collegiate career, softball-wise.
At the end of my career, I hope to achieve that when I do leave this program, I hope that I'm able to achieve of my character that I leave, that people don't, when they think of me, they don't think of my play. They just think of the type of teammate I was, the character that I was on the field, and that I was a consistent teammate overall.
Yeah. I think you've done a marvelous job of that. Rylie, thank you so much for your time, and best of luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.